Sometimes people do not leave suddenly, they leave slowly through shorter replies, less efforts, and colder energy. And the worst part is, most people do not notice it immediately. They keep trying harder, thinking more effort will fix everything. But psychologists say the more desperately you chase someone's attention, the faster emotional attraction can be disappear. And once emotionally energy changes, the relationships never feels the same again. So today is the psychology behind why people lose interest. You have never ever noticed how someone can make you feel incredibly important and then slowly start changing without even explaining why. At first, everything feels exciting. They reply fast, they ask about your day, they remember small things about you, they laugh more, they make effort naturally, and because of that, you start feeling emotionally connecting of them. But then something slowly changes. The replies become shorter, the energy feel colder, the excitement disappear, and suddenly you begin asking yourself questions like, did I do something wrong? Why are they acting different now? Are they losing interest in me? Psychologists say this emotional shift happen more often than people realize, and surprisingly, it does not always happen because someone stopped caring completely. Sometimes the human brain simply adapt emotionally. The brain naturally reacts strongly to things that it new people, new emotions, new exercises. That is why the beginning of relationships often feels intense. Everything feels exciting emotionally, like even a simple notification can make you heart race. So now imagine this example. A boy and a girl start talking online. At first, they text for hours every night. They wait for each other's replies like normal. They feel excited every time their phone lights up. Both people put emotional efforts naturally. But after a month, the conversation slowly become rapidly. The same routine, the same question, the same emotional pattern every day. And slowly, the emotional excitement start fading. Not always because feeling disappeared, but because the brain adapted of the emotional routine. Psychology call this emotionally habituations. When something become emotionally predictable, the brain react to it less too strongly over time. This is why the brain react to it less strongly over time. This is why mystery often creates emotionally curiosity and why uncertainty can sometimes increase emotional attentions. But many people understand this completely. They think if someone lost excitement, it automatically means they are not knock. This is not always true. Sometimes people simply become emotionally distracted by life. Stress, work pressure, mental exhausted, social media overload, all of this affect human attention psychological. But today, people constantly receive stimulations, notification, videos, messages, endless scrolling. And because the brain receives constant dopamine, many people struggle to stay emotionally focused for a long period. Now imagine another example. A person constantly receive attention online, like compliment, new conversation every day. Slowly, their brain become addicted to emotionally navigate, and because of that, stable emotional connections may temporarily feel less exciting. But emotionally mature people understand something important. Temporary excitement is not the same as a real connection. Real emotions connections feel safe, comfortable, not constantly intense. Another psychology reason people lose interest is the emotional imbalance. For example, imagine one person constantly chasing emotionally, always texting first, always saying reassurance, always trying to harder to keep the connection alive. At first, the attention may feel sweet, but slowly the emotional pressure increases and psychology shows too much emotional pressure often create distance because humans naturally protect emotional freedom. When people start feeling emotionally overwhelmed, they unconsciously pulled away. This is why emotionally balance matters so much more in relationships. Healthy connection needs mutual efforts. No one person constantly chasing while the other slowly become emotionally passive. Now imagine another example for you. A girl start notice emotional distance for someone she like. Instead of staying calm, she began overthinking and every day she doubt texts, replies instantly every day, trying harder every single day. But instantly you're bringing the connection closer, the emotional distance increases ever more. Why? Because the dispersion changes emotionally energy and psychology. Claiming confidence feels more attractive than emotional panic. Emotionally strong people understand their worth. Even when someone behavior change, they don't knock back to attention instantly. They observe behavior calmly. Because one late reply means nothing, but busy day means nothing. But repeated inconsistency reveals emotional truth. Pattern matter more than temporary volatility. Someone can say they are deeply while their actions slowly so emotionally interested. And deep down, most people already notice when the energy changes. The problem is they ignore reality because they hope the old version of the person will return. But psychology teaches us something important. You cannot force emotional interest. Real effort happens naturally when someone genuinely values the connection. That is why emotionally mature people stop chasing constant energy. They stop sacrifice self-respect for temporary validations, and they stop blaming themselves for everything emotional change. Because sometimes people change naturally, feeling change naturally, life change naturally, and not every emotional distance deserves panic. Sometimes walking away peacefully protect your mental health more than chasing every cloud. Another powerful psychological truth is this: people often appreciate emotional presence more after feeling emotional presence. That is why silence feels powerful psychologically. Silence interrupts emotional pattern, it creates a reflection and it allows people to notice what they become emotionally used to. But silence should never be used for manipulations. Real emotional maturity is about protecting your peace, not controlling someone else emotionally. In the end, psychological teaches something very important. The more desperately you chase someone's attention, the less emotionally valuable your attention becomes. But when you respect your own energy, maintain emotional balance, and stay emotionally calm, people naturally respect your presence more. Because real confidence is not of forcing people to stay, real confidence is knowing your value even when people change.